All right, Marco was up in here early, followed by Neil McKenzie. How you doing, Neil? Good to see you. You must be roasting out your way, man. Ground Fog was up in here. Zoe the Cat channel member, good to see you. Gonzo Wick, always a pleasure. And Neil McKenzie back in here. How's everybody doing? It's another Phobos Friday. Glad to see everybody. Of course, I don't know what I had this set up for. Hey, Phobos Knives is having a photo competition. Send in a copy or take a photo, send it to his IG, and you stand the chance to win a Phobos Knives Tier 1 Mini with carbon fiber scales, as well as a trainer. I believe it ends August 14th. You can check out Phobos Knives Instagram for all the details because, I don't have all the details all the time because it's just how I roll. Keeping life simple, right? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. But new house lock and key. What's happening? But yeah, let's get this started. How was everybody's week? Everybody who all is still in here. Of course, new house, Gonzo. What's happening? Yeah, here we go again. Same old stuff again. 2 more hours and we'll be through. I won't have to look at you. You won't get to look at me. Ugly, ugly, ugly you. Pretty, pretty, pretty me. Anyhow, yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Whoops. Yeah. How was everybody's week, man? I've been holding back the content this week. I think YouTube kind of put me on the back burner when I put out a short and only get 100 views. I'm like, okay, I think I might have clogged up the system. I guess you can overpost. I don't know. I'm just not trying to figure out the algorithm too much, but at the same time trying to figure out how to play the game. So howdy, Tony Gilbert. What's happening? Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? Of course, we're EDC in our Spider Co Sage 5 CF as usual. It's our EDC, our legit EDC, our only EDC folder. So yeah, still rocking it, still staying sharp. I think man, Tuesday or something, I stropped it a little bit. I think it was just because I wanted to, not because I needed to. But yeah, that's how it's going. So yeah, some of course, if I'm not posting stuff on YouTube, I'm researching YouTube and finding out a lot of good information. Yeah, did you ever make a decision and question your decision to find out later that you made a great decision? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Oh, I'd have to look up her name again. But anyhow, yeah, I was off of vidIQ doing interviews with, the people that control YouTube and make decisions for the algorithm and whatnot. But two major things that YouTube is going after right now is AI. If people using excessive amounts of AI in certain configurations, yeah, they're losing their channels. The other thing that YouTube is going after, and it's kind of like wild, but people that use giveaways excessively, yeah, they're pulling those channels too. So if you're hosting a giveaway every live and that's kind of like the rotation around your channel, YouTube kind of sees it as you're buying subscribers. You're not growing your channel organically. You're incentivizing subscriptions. So you got Rambit. Oh, Gen X, what's happening, man? Welcome to the chat. Hard to play the game when the rules. Yeah, Gonzo. That's part of it is keeping up with it. Yeah, they're constantly moving the goalposts, so keeping up with it is extremely important. But yeah, we're gonna give Gen X a shield here to protect them because hey, hit the right button. There you go, Gen X. Now you should be unfiltered, my man. That way there. One of the moderators doesn't accidentally boot you because yeah, we say some stuff. But you got Rambit? Do I have a Karambit? No, I don't have a Karambit. I'm not sure if that was a question. But Dan Stan, welcome to the chat. How you doing, my man? It is good to see you. Yeah, so anybody that owns a Phobos knife, like I said, yeah, take some fancy photographs, send it into Phobos Knives on their Instagram page, and he's having a little photo competition. The winner, like I said, wins a Phobos Knives Tier 1 Mini. It's got the carbon fiber scales, which we will yeah, the carbon fiber scales like this one right here on the Calcula. but it'll be a tier 1 mini. But Donald, welcome. It is Friday. Yeah, so how was everybody's week? It is it's been an awesome week. Yeah, other than I guess YouTube stuff. But yeah, the politics behind YouTube, it's kind of like one of those things, if you're gonna play the game, you gotta kind of play by their rules, and yeah, they're always moving the goalposts, changing the rules. But yeah, I made that decision a while ago. I'm just like not gonna do giveaways every week. It's insanely expensive. I love giving back to the community. I do giveaways. A lot of them, most of them are behind the scenes. I'll just randomly ask somebody for their address and send them a little something along with Mrs. Bushcraft usually throws something in the package as well. You read my messages? Yeah, I read all the messages, man. I do my best to keep up with them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, the week is over. The weekend is here, and yeah, another week coming up. Seems to be the standard operating procedures. Red Bull Princess, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. I'm wondering, does anybody know that person? Yeah, not a clue. But it's all good. Hope everybody has a great and wonderful night. Yeah, definitely. You too as well, Red Bull. Always here to boost the mood. Yeah, I hope everybody has an awesome weekend, an awesome week. Have an awesome day every day. Make the best of it. It's something I've been reminded of lately as well. Yeah, the old saying, if live today as if it were going to be your last. Yeah, I used to do that every day because while I lived that life, I mean, I'd get up in the morning and I might not make it back to bed that evening. And when you live with that harsh reality, then you live like your life to the best you can, the absolute premium. It's night here in the Netherlands. Yeah, yeah, it's amazing how it's been going on for a few millennia. But yeah, right on. How are things in the Netherlands? Um, I thought because of some other guy, this account wasn't working anymore. Oh, is somebody trolling with your account? I'd make a whole new account then. I wouldn't trust that. But yeah, so that's something I kind of like. I don't know why I thought about this week. One of the major changes in my life is I used to get up every morning just thinking today might not be, tomorrow isn't guaranteed, that old thing. So I always kind of like lived life a little bit more to the premium. Now I'm kind of casual, laid back. I mean, the only real threat I have in my life is that cat. You never know if I'm going to catch a claw to the jugular, but for the most part, I think I'm pretty safe. So, but I want to find that mindset again in life, if that makes sense. But yeah, the cat's old, man. The cat has actually been kind of out of the picture. Um, yeah, I don't know what it's an old cat. I don't know exactly how old it is, but yeah, he's kind of doing the old cat stuff. So I think it's upsetting Mrs. B a little bit. So I've kind of been laying off the cat a little bit, not trying to harass the cat and all that. Not that I normally harass the cat. It's the cat that harasses me. It's like an annoying sibling, you know. So this is the Phobos Knives Tier 1 Mini for those who haven't seen it. This is the knife, not this knife, but this model knife is the one that's in that photo competition giveaway that Phobos Knives is having. But like I said, it'll have the carbon fiber scales like this. Both great knives, right around 4 inches for the blade length. The handle is a little bit shorter for the Tier 1 Mini. I like it all around. Both great knives. Absolutely can't go wrong with either one of them. That's why I have both of them. Um, I'm here, by the way, just listening and playing with my blow. Yeah, how's the blowgun going, new house? Davo, hello, hello. How are you doing, my man? Yeah, I mean, Phobos knives. I'm sticking with Phobos knives. Still my favorite fixed blade knives all the way around. Can't go wrong with them. Um, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Everybody has their favorite thing. I know some people are into Benchmade or Spartan blades or whatever your favorite happens to be. I hope that you find the same joy in your knife set or your knife collection that I find in mine. It doesn't get old for me. I do like the fact that I have a few knives I can shuffle around for EDC. But yeah, man, I just thoroughly enjoy them. So yeah, what's everybody carrying for EDC today? I've been trying to shift it up a little bit, but man, I don't know. I think my OCD gets in the way. I carry the same basic stuff, and then I just rotate around my fixed blades because I have a few to rotate through. So I try to give them all fair use. Getting more accurate every day. Yeah, exactly. Newhouse practice makes perfect. The more you send down range, the more accurate you get. I like to practice. I have a thing when anytime I'm practicing accuracy, doesn't matter whether it's archery or pew pews or slingshots, it doesn't matter what it is. You start off a little rusty and then you increase your accuracy and then you'll find that sweet spot for a while. Then when my accuracy starts to drop off, usually means I'm getting tired or complacent or whatever. That's when I call it quits. And yeah, try again on the next day. Oh, Dave, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're so limited there. Unless yeah, just tell them it's for religious rites. Carry like a hand and a half sword or something, and be like, but this is part of my religion. This is what Sir William Marshall would have carried, or King Arthur back in the day when we had a better king. Or king. There's a lot better than that trader going on there now. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Yeah, then what's his name? King the Trader Charles. That's how he's going to be remembered. He even changed it from a Christian based country, which it has been for a millennia. Actually, no, coming up on 1100 years. It's 1099 years. They're celebrating England right now. And as part of that celebration, yeah, King Charles changed it to a multicultural, religious-based system, some kind of crap. It's like, no, it's really just, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, today carrying a Tri-State V2, Vero Avid 1, Spyderco Para 3. Dan Stan, I've been eyeballing those, the Spyderco Para 3, the Para 2, because I got a parachute problem. Well, I used to have a parachute problem. I've been on the wagon now for a few years, but I still like to buy para-related paraphernalia. Can I say that on YouTube? I think that's one of the words you can't say, like parachute-related items. Like, man, I like my water bottle. I had to get it because it's a para bottle, and so yeah, the Vargo para bottle. Um, yeah, not a lot of people can carry around para type related items and not be a poser. I can kind of get away with it. Um, Philippians Mini Mastiff, Orky Spew, paraphernalia. Um, Boondock, if you're going to use it as a religious exemption, get ordained with one of those online churches. Yeah, no kid, right? For like $10, you too can get ordained or something, right? Actually, as an American, I think that we should all get to carry around our pew pews. It's part of our American religion. Yeah, we should totally roll with that. Um, Nathan, I got a Vesta Sentinel 50 CO2 pistol. I bought the barrel extension. Yeah, hey, there's some of those the air powered pew pews. Man, there's some of them that'll crank out more FPS than a 22 LR. And yeah, man, there's some pretty impressive kit out there. It is time to hit chest. It is legal even here. Yeah. I've heard for a while they were catapults. They were trying to get rid of catapults, man. Slingshots in England. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, they were trying to get rid of these things, man. In England, Europe, they call them catapults. The U.S., they're slingshots. Boondock, welcome to the chat, man. How you doing? Long time no see, right? Truth is our reality. We can carry harsh language here. Yeah, you can, man. No doubt the UK is well known for its banter, man. I love the banter that goes on. Um, yeah, I don't have ID, so I can't exactly go to a pawn shop and man, maybe you can I don't know, man. Yeah, rectify your ID situation and utilize that. I don't know. Slingshots are illegal for over 3 centuries. Truth is our reality. What's happening? Only until someone finds what you say offensive. Yeah, yeah, man. Have you heard the thing on that with England? Like when you hear the country with the most amount of people in in jail or in prison, whatever you want to call it, for saying hurty words. You think it would be like Russia or China or something, but it's actually not. It's England. Like wow, that it's so broken. Like freedom of speech, my ass. Like yeah, they gotta. I don't know. England's gonna have to. I don't know. I just wow. What can I say on YouTube without getting myself in trouble? Yeah, the people of England kind of need to make a stand that it's being like invaded and they're just treating it like, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. Like, and of all the countries that the United States helps out, you think that we would help out like Western Europeans, like England, France, Scotland, Ireland, all that. We should be helping out like our distant cousins, not even that distant. Yeah, flipping late evening for entertainment. I'm a bushcraft man also. Right on, yeah. We're push. Yeah, and I fully support that. I like yeah, I try to keep track of a lot of it. Um, it's just tough. There's so much going on in the world to keep track of. But yeah, I totally support England and their independence. The millions must go. I thoroughly support that. And that goes true here in Canada, like every Western culture that's been invaded or, whatever you want to call it. I call it at this point just a straight up invasion. If they're making their intentions well known, they're posting videos all over the place telling people what they're doing. They're not there to assimilate, they're there to take over. We should be following Sharia law, all that good stuff. I say the hell with that. No, if you're gonna be in guest in somebody's house, you follow their rules. It's pretty universal. I've been to England, and I've got friends there, and when I go to somebody else's house, I follow their rules. If they're like, "Hey, take your shoes off when you come in the house," I take my shoes off. No elbows on the table, kind of thing. And there's just some cultures that think that you came to us begging for help and now you're telling us to change our rules. Nah, sorry, doesn't work that way. It has already happened here in the Netherlands and Germany, so right now people got arrested. Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. People are going to get arrested. It's going to be quirky, it's going to get squirrely for a while, but yeah, people got to make a stand. Like we're either going to get wiped off the face of the planet or we're going to make a stand and regain our cultures. Yeah, I walked away for 10 seconds to get water and we're already talking truth. Hey, Rob, we don't waste any time here. You know that. How you doing, Rob? Rob is a channel member here. Good to see you. Hey, were you able to find that info you were looking for in your analytics I tried helping you out with? Um, yeah, when in Rome, put heads on pickets. Yeah, they are not refugees. A refugee goes to the first safe country, not 10 to 15 further. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. I'd like to know who designed that. Who enacted all that. I don't know. It's like, man, that's a rabbit hole that goes deep. And I've tried going down that rabbit hole as much as possible. Man, some days I just wreck my own head. I got to take a break. That's just how it is. Um But yeah, here's another version of the Tier 1 Mini. Here, look at it, look at it. This is the satin finish, though. Same orange G10 liners with OD Micarta scales. Beautiful, beautiful knives. It takes a Torx T25 in there. Common in sights. that you would put on pew-pews and stuff like that, the T25 screw set, which makes sense. Everything, all of these are designed by Eric Hansen, who's a 22-year veteran of the U.S. Army. He served as an 18 Delta Special Forces medic, so it makes sense that he would put stuff like this on there. Also real common sizing there for mountain bikes, for you mountain bikers out there. But yeah, it's CPM 154 CM steel. We'll do a little quick side-by-side with the PVD versus satin finish real quick. There you have it, guys. Just like on TV, but beautiful, beautiful. It's got the Persian swedge worked in there. Absolutely phenomenal knives. I love them all. Yeah, just like Pokemon, guys. Collect them all, right? Yeah, Dave, I do. I love the satin finish. It's absolutely beautiful. If you get some little nicks in there, some little scratches on the blade, you can buff them out. But I do like the added corrosion resistance. I used to spend a lot of time down south. A lot of salty air down there in Florida, so. Any radio nerds here? Smoke Vid Man, I just carry a random double-edged dagger from Pakistan. Right on, man. Hey, if that's what works for you, I agree, man. Like, whatever, everybody's got a different fit, a different function, a different need for their knives. And yeah, whatever works for you. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, this is just my favorites. I'm fortunate in life. I found a knife maker that I like, and I'm able to have those knives. So I thoroughly enjoy that, and I encourage everybody to get out there and find what you thoroughly enjoy, find what you really like. May not be what I like, may not be what your buddies like, but whatever you like, man, ultimately, whatever makes you happy. Yeah, I thoroughly support that. I'm a one brand wonder, but I'm not an idiot, I understand, like, we live in a golden age of knives. There's so many different things available on the market that, yeah, find what works best for you. And yeah, share it with your friends. You might be able to give some information, a little insight into as to why you carry that. And it might work for somebody else as well. But Stever EDC, what's happening? How you doing? Problem is, it's $5 dart and I split the shaft. Oh yeah, Newhouse. That's why I don't Robin Hood arrows anymore. Like at an average cost of like $30 for a carbon arrow setup. Like, yeah, when you get good at archery, you're like, I'm the man. I can Robin Hood an arrow. Like, that's the English side of me coming out, right? But then after you do it a few times, you're like, oh, that was a half a dozen arrows at $30 a piece. Yeah, I just tossed over 100 and something dollars in arrows. So yeah, you start shooting at the individual targets, man. Strive for that form of consistent accuracy regardless of the cost. Once you get that, you can avoid it. Yeah. Yeah, but it was such a sweet shot. Those are some of the best ones. Yeah, Mrs. Bushcraft, she's got a cute little bow that I built for her. And yeah, same thing. She's Robin Hooded a couple of arrows, and it was not on purpose. It was sheer luck. But nonetheless, she was still proud. She's like, "Who's awesome now?" Yeah, Steve, they are awesome knife designs by Eric Hansen. These ones nobody can ever get. That's why it's the centerpiece. I was messing around a little bit with that photo competition that Phobos Knives is having. So I'm like, hey, why not, if you're gonna do something like that, put in a knife that nobody else can have. Yeah, this is a custom set that Eric Hansen made for me. Yeah, this is the Tier 1 Mini Gen 2. So yeah, we'll do a quick. This is a Gen 2. It's a few years older. This is actually 2019. The Gen 3, though, is the one on the right. So there you can see some changes were made. The interesting thing, though, is you can still alternate the scales. The holes still line up and everything. But yeah, this is the Gen 2 versus the Gen 3. So you can see he's made some improvements on that. But this is hand done, as well as the knife on the back here. The knife on the back is the Tier 1C. And this thing is a beast of a knife. I absolutely love it. It's like 12 and a quarter inches overall, give or take a smidge. I'm not, yeah, my days of super fine details are over. I'm retired from that. But yeah, 0.25 inch spine. So it's a nice slab of well done CPM 3V. I wonder if we can get a little crazy with the. But yeah, this is a custom set. So it's a one of one set by FOBOS. How long in centimeters? I don't know, man. I'm American. I'm sorry. But I'll check for you real quick because I have one of these fancy things. See, the overall in centimeters is 31 centimeters overall. Yeah, so just about, yeah, like 12 and a quarter, 12 and 3/8, 31 centimeters from tip to tail. It's kind of like a lightweight, is what I wanted it for. Kind of like a lightweight chopper. You know, you could do some light delimbing and stuff with it. You can definitely baton and stuff. Measuring from tip to shaft on live is crazy. Rob, we do that. We do our best here to keep you entertained, man. You know that. But that's the way you measure it, right? um, yeah, 3V is CPM 3V is an outstanding steel. I thoroughly enjoy it, and like I said, this is a one of one. So it's kind of, I don't know. I've got two knives that are tied. Those of you like the other thing I love about my knives is they all have a story, and a little bit more to this custom set. It's the first custom knife set I've ever owned in my entire life. Everything else came off the shelf out of a box, you know, whatever, just standard. This is the first time I've ever, you know, worked, and yeah, so I was stoked about that. Like delimbing is a crazy thing to say after measuring tip to base. The curve, no, it's just straight down. Yeah, I don't measure the curve as well. Oh wow, I totally fell for that. Oh, I'm a tool. I'm a tool. Hey, thanks for that one though. I live in a real world, so it's all good. Um, it's all about the overall length. Yeah, Boondock, it's not about the overall length entirely. It's also about the HRC. You know, you can't be having your steel can't be so soft that it can't hold an edge. You gotta have some HRC up in there, at least 58 to 60, and maybe 61, 62 is even better. You know, um, I ask like I have no huge hands, but I invest the one neither. But with literally almost each. Well, my hand is smaller, but not a lot. It's okay. I've got some Sally McSally size hands too. I really do. I've got small hands, so which makes my knife look bigger, right? No, I really do have small hands for a dude. Made me a good rock climber though. I'm able to do a lot of thin crack climbing back in the day. Most people would struggle, you know, and I could make it work. Oh, elevated gaming. Been a bit since I tuned in. Oh, I'm doing well, man. I saw your comment. You commented on a short the other day. Yeah, it's good seeing you. How are things going? We're still jamming out here on YouTube. We're having a good time, man. We're here for the fun of it. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at. Playing the YouTube game, man. Trying to figure out what makes the algorithm work, and maybe I'll stop upsetting it so much. This is so funny. I'm driving on my way to a booty call. It's not about the HRC. It's about the. Oh, yeah. There you go, Boondock. What could possibly go wrong, right? Oh, right on, Seaver. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to grow our channel here organically. So yeah, I don't do a lot of the police. Although it does help. Don't get me wrong. I should say it more often. But yeah, we do it organically here. We're legit. I'm not. I absolutely refuse to shill for any company. Yeah, it's not my agenda. I'm a gear geek by trade, so I have extremely high standards. I tell a lot of companies to go pump sand every week. In fact, this week was oh, I think I deleted it. Clacking knives or something like that. Clacking. I don't know, man. They sent me another thing like, "Oh, we liked your content," and it's like, "Well, you're not paying attention because if you listened, you'd find out that I'm not a fan of the Chinesium. But yeah, they try to play you for a fool too. They've got one guy from Montana that does designing, another guy from the US that does designing. And then of course they got their token German in there for that German engineering. But then you find out it's made in China and I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I have no interest. Oh, by the way, I've been getting 10 to 15,000 steps. Easy. Yeah, right on. Yeah, Rob, that's awesome, man. Yeah, just progressive, just a little bit at a time. I've been kind of slacking on mine a little bit lately. Um, I'm gonna get back in the groove of things fairly shortly here. Oh yeah, we'll put the slingy thingy away. Um, yeah, so I am all about the organic growth on YouTube, and man, we have our lives, we have our fun. I'm trying to expand the channel. I have a pretty extensive outdoor background, which I'm trying to slowly work into the channel, but I've just been like economically devastated since 2020. So it is what it is. We do what we can when we can without being a sellout. We did try to get that $7,000 bonus though. You know, if you said something good about the Tiny Hat people in Tiny Hat Land, but apparently I just wasn't good enough. We never got that $7,000 check. You would know if I did because would have a lot more gear. Um, but yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, if you're new to the chat, what makes me a gear geek is I was an FAA, well, I still am an FAA certificated master parachute rigger. I pretty much made my life jumping out of airplanes. I jumped from 1993 until 2020. Did about 19,000 civilian jumps, around 1,300 base jumps. I packed somewhere's in the vicinity of 180, 190,000 parachutes commercially. I've had the opportunity to work on advanced programs in HAHO and halo jumping as well as wingsuiting. I spent 7 years leading the R&D and wingsuit test jumping team at Tony Suits in Zephyr Hills, Florida. Um, talk about like when I got paid, I ran to the bank to cash my check because I'm like, there's no way you just paid me that much money for having that much fun. Kind of miss those days, but hey, it's behind me. And plus, it's the average person only stays in skydiving for about 2 to 3 years. They kind of rotate out. Usually something happens. Either the economics catch up with them. It's an extremely expensive game to play, or there ends up being a fatality at the drop zone. Somebody gets unalived for whatever reason, and they exit the sport. But for some reason, I stuck it out and I stayed with it. It was the great scamdemic of 2020 that finally put me out of business. So yeah, here I am. I decided to get on YouTube. I have a lot of outdoors background. I've also been involved in rock climbing, whitewater kayaking, tons of hiking, backpacking, camping. I also I had a thing when I turned 32. I decided, you know, I kind of had like an epiphany in life. Things changed drastically, and I decided that I would get rid of the automobile and do pursue another love of my life, which is cycling. And I cycled everywhere, including when I would switch jobs seasonally. I would ride my mountain bike from like upstate New York, the Finger Lakes region, all the way down to Key West or different points in Florida. So I've got a lot of bike. I guess we used to just call it bike touring, but I guess it depends on what bags you put on your bike. It's now bike packing too. I don't know. Oh yeah, the butterfly knife. Oh, Steve, what do you do for a profession? Yeah, I mean, we're not always that high. I try to limit it. Yeah, I try to limit how high I jump. Never more than two bong rips in a doobie. Anything over that's a bit excessive. Um, oh, you're a bricklayer. Oh, yeah. So you get up there, huh? Some of those larger buildings and stuff. Yeah, that's a cool job. Yeah, masonry, man. You must have like hands of steel, like phenomenal grip strength as well. Um, yeah, one of the yeah, mason. I've known a few people that do that masonry, and Yeah, that's some wild work. It's just one of my many knives. Yeah, that's where you got. I think that's where it's getting. They just had a thing in Canada with that. One of the guys from India, that's a guest in Canada. He went to the gym with basically carrying a sword, and when they said, "Sir, you just can't have that. You can't wear that in the gym," and all of a sudden, oh, you're a racist. But no, it's just they don't want people walking around with swords in the gym. Like you're there to work out. Make it make sense. I mean, geez, even in the United States with all our 2A laws, there are businesses that don't let you in there, aside from federal buildings and stuff like that. But there are businesses that don't want you bringing your stuff in there. Just avoid the issue. If you don't like what the gym rules are, then find another gym. But yeah, it's great how some people get to circumvent their laws and stuff because it's their religious thing. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Might be buying a new knife. Definitely an American Spyderco. Yeah, Rob's. Let me know which one you get. If have you, I'm sure you've been on the Spyderco website. They actually have like a tab, like you click it and it'll tell you all their stuff that's made in the USA. Real convenient. Like so, if you're specifically looking for USA made Spydercos, um, yeah, not that I haven't been on the Spyderco website gooning out to that stuff a little bit here and there, but I'm surprised my gym lets me walk in with my full face helmet on. Yeah, yeah. Someplace like convenience stores. They won't let you go in there with a hoodie on, and I wasn't like looking like hoodie type. It was cold out, and I was mountain biking, and I had a hood on, and you couldn't come in. No backpacks, no hoodies. So I guess yeah, if you either follow their rules, it's their house, their rules. So if you don't want to play their game, just find someplace else to shop is what I do. Oh, because people were using it like they put the hoodie on and they cover themselves up real well. And usually it's because they have, bad intentions, usually shoplifting or something like that, robbery. And so yeah, they have their head covered so you can't tell who robbed the candy aisle. Um like a ski mask or yeah. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. I find a lot of them wear the face diapers now too. From the scamdemic, the face diapers got popular during that. Let's get out the other set of suit. We can move stuff around. Hey, what do you guys like better, sheaths or no sheaths? I know some people have difference of opinion on that. I like to see the sheath with the knife. I like to show both. I like to see both. Especially I'm left-handed, so if it's a company that has only right-handed sheaths, then I feel like it's like, oh, I got to sell that one, or it's going to get put aside, and I got to get a custom lefty one. Um, this is a production version of this one. This is the Tier One Mini. It's a half inch shorter than the Tier One Mini. Has the skeletonized scales, and the little attitude adjuster at the bottom is just a smidge smaller. Same steel, CPM 154 cm, but it's like I said, it's a half inch shorter. The other one's 4 inches. Some states, some cities have different regulations, and they say like you can't have more than a 3.5 inch knife, which is why Eric Hansen came out with this one is to make it legal where this one was a little bit too big. So here we'll put this here. So there's the one on the left is the mini, and the one on the right is the mini. And the scales are a little bit narrower on the mini as well, but they're also skeletonized. The blade is a half inch shorter, and you can see the difference in the pommel end here. Still an adequate attitude adjuster. You can still like blunt force trauma a coconut, if you're opening a coconut per se. Um, yes, the future doctor and scholars. Yeah. Groundfog, you left out the engineers, man. Come on, dude. We got to be all inclusive here or some crap like that. No, 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 we don't. Um, but yeah, okay. So back to these knives. The interesting thing is some people like the wider, the more full fit grip of the Tier One Mini. So you can actually like put the Tier 1 mini scales on the mini if you wanted to bulk it up, or reverse it. Maybe you like the slimmer one, skeletonized, a little lighter weight. So the Tier 1 mini and the Tier 1 mini have interchangeable scales if you choose to do so, which is a sweet, sweet feature. Let me get caught up on the comments here. Yeah, knife with a sheath full one. Yeah, that is a survival set 100. Put the extra pouch, and you can put fish in line. Yeah, see, I got into that a little bit with adding some other stuff to the knife sheaths. The thing is, I'm a junkie when it comes to cargo pockets. So I usually have like some little supplemental things in my pockets as well, like a Mylar space blanket, maybe some little fishing kit or something like that. The fishing kit is something I'm working on. I want to upgrade. I've got a couple things going. I haven't finished. I've got like 20,000 projects going on right now with YouTube. Man, I've got like digging tools and fishing kit and active and passive fishing and hunting concepts that I'm trying to apply. So yeah, I've got a lot of different things going on. I just got piecing it together one piece at a time. Yeah, right on. Yeah, what other crazy stuff did I've been trying to abstain a little bit from the crazy news stuff. Um, just because, man, it's hard to keep track of all of it. I think we're getting like overwhelmed with information. It's impossible to keep track of all of it. The Tier 1 mini does come with a leather sheath as well. And then on the back, well, on the sheath as well, I've got an Olight i3T EOS, the second version, the one that's accepting of lithium batteries. I've got an Exotac Fire Rod V2 right here. This is kind of like my backup one. I actually like the Fire Rod XL. Is my primary go-to, which is on my Tier 1C here. Wow, got a little leather and stuff on there. On the back is the Tier 1 BC. It's a slightly more compact version of the Tier 1C, couple different features. One of the major things, it's a full tang made from MagnaCut. All around great knife. It has this ferrocium rod notch here, which just works wonders. Rather than just having a straight squared 90 spine, which will hit a spark, this one has this notch, so it increases the surface area. It turns that fire rod into a flamethrower. Awesome feature. I thoroughly enjoy it. Works great. We've tested it, hundreds of times here on the channel. It's also got a bow drill divot in the need. If you find yourself in the need to make a friction fire, you've already got your bow drill divot there, major component out of the way that you don't have to build. So you only got to work on your spindle and your base and whatnot. All around great knife. The fit, function, weight, balance, all that is great. Oh yeah, you're not kidding, Rob. Yeah, the all the fires up there in Canada. Yeah, yeah, dude, it made for some pretty trippy skies though. Especially like I don't know how it is where everybody else is living, but it was kind of light to moderate today. But yeah, Wednesday it was really heavy, and we had like the sky was burning kind of orangey, SHTF apocalypse Armageddon type sky going on. It was awesome. We just needed a data center in the background would have the full Terminator effect going on. What is that under the ferro rod? Under the ferro rod, this is just an Olight flashlight. It's a i3T, i3T 2 EOS. This one's by Olight. But yeah, just a I think a flashlight's like an underrated kind of field kit tool. Just destroy another cone. You'll have to start mass producing those, new house. But yeah, so a great combo, and there's the leather sheath for the Tier 1 BC. That's you buy that separately. It comes with Kydex, which I think I've got right here. Yeah, it comes with a Kydex sheath, the Tier 1 BC with its original deal. And, oh, let's say the emoji. New house lock and key. Thanks for the emojis, man. It's a blowfish. Hey, speaking of blowfish, how's Marissa Bot doing? Hopefully she's doing well. Yo, YouTube is tripping. It's only letting us view comments. True, and don't show others their comments. Yeah, we get that a lot here. I don't understand why YouTube does that. And we're not the only channel that does it too. For some reason, we don't live in a censored society by any standards, but for some reason, there's always comments that don't go through. Yeah, we've discovered it firsthand. I've been watching a live with the missus, and she'll like, I have a big screen TV and a laptop that I watch everything on because it's YouTube, right? But Mrs. B will follow along with her phone so that she can put in her own little messages when she wants to, and it's separate. And yeah, she sat there and she's seen me put in a message, and it'll come up on my screen, but it won't come up on her screen. So yeah, it's weird the way YouTube filters comments. I just talked about Glock knife. I was like comparing with USK bar. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe you used the wrong pew pew word or something, and YouTube says, "Oh no, we have to censor the entire English language." Like I'm learning the hard way. There's a lot of words that YouTube censors that it's common use. I'm not going to list them all off, but there's quite a few words that alternative to pew pew, or somebody was unalived. We have to use like first grade kindergarten level speech here for YouTube to go through. Exactly, ground fog. Yeah, it is. It's beyond weird. So yeah, Phobos Kydex. If you were to get a Tier 1 BC, it comes with this Kydex sheath. The leather sheath is separate. But if you had another knife, it doesn't have to be a Phobos knife in the same size range. It'll fit. Like, yeah, I can fit my where is it? Come out. My this is a Spartan Blades Horkos, and it works in the leather sheath as well. So any knife that's in the like, I'd say the 5-inch range, 4 to 6 inch range will fit. Donkey piss. I don't know. I'm not sure about donkey piss. You can type it. I just said it. We'll see what the algorithm does. But yeah, so it does come with these are for scout carry. Usually one of the straps is up higher. I just move the straps down. There's a second set of grommets lower, and so I kind of created this little method on my own with this knife. But so yeah, there's no like custom leathery here. It's not, you didn't have to pay a whole bunch of extra. You just readjust the scout carry straps, and then you thread those through the belt loop on the. You could do this with the Tier 1 mini or the Tier 1 mini. You thread it through the belt loops here, and then then you've got kapow. Where'd the other knife go? Where'd you go? Oh, it's in the other sheath. Way to go, Ricky Bobby. So yeah, that's so all around, I don't like to put too much stuff on my knife sheath, just stuff that really makes sense. And for me, the only thing I put in addition to my knives is a ferro rod and a flashlight. Yeah, usually if you're in a rush trying to start a fire, it's at dusk or it's just gotten dark. So rather than fumbling around trying to find your firewood, kindling, all that in the dark, just makes sense to have a flashlight handy with your knife and whatnot. So yeah, that's some of my favorite. These are all my favorite knives. So another special knife that I have, it looks, there's many like it. The Calcula, we had this one on a little bit ago. But what makes this one unique is this was actually Eric Hansen's EDC knife that he gifted to me. So, yeah, if you've got your favorite knife maker, your favorite knife brand, whatever you want to call it, and the owner, the designer, the man in charge gave you his EDC knife, then yeah, that's a one of one as well. It's not a one of one knife, but the fact that it was his personal EDC knife. In fact, when he told me about it, I was like, "Dude, did you sign it?" And he's a very humble man. He kind of chuckled. He thought I was joking. Probably a bit flattered. And then I'm like, no, man, I'm serious. That would be cool as shit. Like, like do like a transfer from like a laser engraver or something like that is what I was thinking. But yeah, when it comes to knives, yeah, like all my knives have a great story. And the calculus of the design, it was out for like a year. It's something I really wanted, just didn't have the money to get it at the time. And this is the first calcula that I got. And Mrs. Bushcraft and the kids pitched in and got me this one. This is a satin finish with red G10 liners and double black micarta scales. Awesome knife. It was a great Christmas gift from Mrs. B and the kids. And yeah, I love this knife. I've got a lot of experience with this CPMS 35 VN, which is what the calculator is made out of. It is one of my favorite steels. Awesome edge retention, which matters to me. I don't want to sharpen my knife every other time I use it. I want it to last all week, just doing whatever I need it to do. So yeah, awesome knife. And I also found the CPMS 35 VN steel is highly corrosion resistant. I never had a problem with it and still haven't had a problem with it. Great all around fun knives. You have a booth knife too? A boot knife? I I don't really think there's a specific boot knife. I think you would arrange whatever sheath you need for the knife that you want. I'm not a big fan of boot knives. I tried carrying them a little bit, but yeah, just not really my style. Yeah, Rob, I have yeah, just making sure I didn't miss any comments. And the other another Phobos knife I have, which is we're kind of, I think we're at the end here, just about pretty much. Is This is the Alaris. This is CPM 3V steel. Nice chunk of steel here. I use this 99% of the time as my kitchen knife. Food prep. I've sliced and diced everything, onions and peppers and ribs and steaks, trim steaks with it. I've done all kinds of whatever you can think of doing with a kitchen knife. I've done with this knife. So yeah, this is my unofficial or my official food prep knife. It's got black G10 liners with the ivory micarta scales. Absolutely sweet knife. It's got the bow drill divot. So once again, if you were going to do a friction fire, then you would just need your base and your spindle and your bow. So yeah, having that out of the way is a major component. Another thing that he does, anything with a bow drill divot, I know some companies will kind of scam you and they just put it into the scales, or it goes down to a like the full tang underneath is flat, but this actually has a divot in it, so it'll hold your spindle where it's supposed to be. And if you make the spindle the right diameter, you're not going to cook your scales. So yeah, nice little feature to have. Great knife. It also comes with the Kydex sheath. There are leather options. I don't have a leather option for it here, but they are available. My favorite brand of boots. Oh man, that's a tough one. Depends on what I'm doing. Really, if I were to pick like a super boot, I would say that Danner Acadias are probably some of my favorites. Um, I like Solomon boots. They don't last as long, but they're extremely comfortable. Virtually no break-in period. And if I'm going budget minded, I'll go with Merrill. I also like a Solos. Um, they're a great boot as well. I use those for a lot of like technical hiking. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Red Wing. They've got that big heel in them. If arborists don't even use those things anymore, they're not healthy for your legs. They cause shin splints. Um, yeah, yeah, they're good boots. Well, they were. I don't know how they're making them nowadays. I'm pretty sure I saw there's a YouTube channel that cuts boots in half, and I think Red Wing is another one. Like Timberlands. Timberlands are basically like you can get the Walmart version, and it's as well made as an actual Timberland boot nowadays, which isn't saying much for Timberland. But yeah, Red Wings are pretty well made. Last I know, Rose Anvil. Yeah, I don't even know those ones. Oh, what's the other ones? Chippewa boots. I've owned some Chippewa boots. They were okay. They kind of wore out a little quick, in my opinion. Yeah. Timberlands aren't boots by modern boot standards. I think they sold out years ago, decades ago, actually, in my opinion. Yeah, I haven't owned a pair of Timberlands since I think like 1990, 89 or 90. There's a few brands I got out of because their stuff went downhill so fast. Um, yeah, not a fan of a lot of brands for that reason. We got to get a drink, guys. 1 second. It's that time. And of course, we're drinking Monster Energy. We're not sponsored by them. We buy our own. We should be sponsored by them. I'm pretty sure though, if I keep including these in the videos, I can write them off as an expense on my taxes. So we're going to keep doing this. But yeah, the choice of champions. Fun story. I was getting paid by Red Bull back in the day, and even I was getting cases and cases of free Red Bull. But I would just trade the Red Bulls or give them away to friends, and I would just drink the Monster Energy. I've had plenty of Red Bulls, and even for free, I enjoy Monster Energy drinks more than Red Bulls. But concealed, I misspelled on per. Rose Anvil is a channel that cuts boots in half. Oh, right on, Steve. That's yeah. That man, I love places that do that. They're kind of debunking a lot of the stuff that we've been sold out on. Like they used to make a quality product, but they've made so many compromises over the years that now they're just junk products, And yeah, and I have an extensive background in sewing, so I kind of enjoy seeing how stuff is made, especially sewn products. Whether or not like how they're sewing the boot to the sole and everything is always interesting to me. I enjoy some of the sewing machines and stuff that they use as well. But yeah, definitely Monster Energy for the win. What's everybody else drinking tonight? The Snug Pack. It's a bivy bag. It's a compact bivy bag. This is a SF bivy bag made by Snug Pack, and it's smaller than a 1 liter bottle. And it's windproof, waterproof. Um, I use it mainly as like I didn't mean to camp out for the night, but I have to. It's more like an emergency bag for me. You can throw some hand warmers in there and survive the night, no problem. It's definitely windproof, so it'll take out the wind chill factor completely. It's got a center zip to it. I'm gonna be doing some videos on like just going out using the stuff for the fun of it. Oh, right on. Yeah, kicking back a beer. What's your favorite flavor when it comes to beer? Yeah, I rebuilt a wall at the Horween Leather Company. That's why Red Wings are my favorite. That's why I asked. Yeah, like I said, I think Red Wings are still making it. I know Chippewas are kind of like on the fence, but it's more of a sleeping bag cover than a sleeping bag itself. Yeah, yeah, it's a bivy bag. But yeah, the thing to remember about bivy bags is they're supposed a lot of them are supposed to be breathable, and this even goes for the ECWCS, the military multi sleep system. which is one of the best deals on the market for a Gore-Tex bag if you don't mind a little weight in bulk. But yeah, they're supposed to be breathable, but they're going to retain a lot of moisture. So food for thought on that end. Michelob because I'm old and hate hangovers and being cheap ass. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, I hate hangovers too. I don't miss them one bit. And it's one of those deals. You're either paying a lot for what you're drinking to avoid the hangover, or yeah, it's so light. Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, probably the most or the cheapest hangover out there. Anybody, this is kind of dating some of the guys here, but yeah, remember the Mad Dog 2020 or the Thunderbird? Yeah, like nothing like a $2 bottle, so it took you 2 days to recover. Just found out my big bore blowgun with certain darts uh, go through and through on a spray paint can. Dude, I bet you that made a mess there, new house. Hopefully it wasn't, there was no pressure left in it. Yeah, 0.625. And good times were had by all. Yeah. Rob, when you're right, man. But back in high school, it was a score, you know. You had leverage if you had a bottle of Mad Dog or Thunderbird. Um, yeah, yeah, disgusting stuff by today. Yeah, like once you grow up, you're like, what was I thinking? I almost want to grab a bottle just to go down memory lane. I don't really drink anymore though. Um, it's an empty spray paint. It's like gold here. Vodka or get out of my house. Oh man, the best vodka I've ever had. It was, I think Dan Aykroyd makes it. It's that Crystal Skull vodka. It's expensive stuff, man. I didn't know. I drank like a whole bottle Christmas Eve. One of the tandem instructors at Skydive Key West got it for me as a Christmas present. He's like, have a Christmas party, enjoy this on me, and yeah, man, it was great. No hangover whatsoever. I was 5 by 5, 100% the next day. I couldn't believe it. Um, Ropa redefined. What's happening? How you doing? Hey, we'll get a little slingy thingy salute for you there. How are you doing, my man? How's life treating you? I just had two pina coladas at the Texas Steakhouse. Yeah, oh man, I haven't been to Texas Steakhouse in a while. That's someplace I would go out to eat there again. I don't eat out very often. I like to, especially now. I got to lose a few pounds off my fat ass. Yeah, I sat down and figured out I got like $1,500 worth of like nice outdoor pants. Like I've got some 511 strike pants. I've got the True Spec 24/7 Expedition pants. Got some shorts of those as well. Got a whole bunch of other ones, like some different stuff from EMS and everything. And I'm like, these are well over $1,500. I just gotta lose another 20 pounds. So I've been trying to behave with, especially with alcohol tends to be high calories no matter what you're drinking, and I don't think it's just a high calories, man. I end up being lethargic after I drink a bunch. Like, yeah, so it is what it is. What rope dart stuff? Life is good. On vacation in Brandon, Missouri. Headed back to Texas tomorrow morning. Nice, right on, Ropa. That's awesome. Yeah, enjoy your vacation. Just a relaxing kickback or family event or something. Yeah, you don't have to share if you don't want to. I'm just, conversation wise. But yeah, back to Texas. I heard it's been hot in Texas, crazy hot. Usually I wear a 3230. Nathali is back. Yeah, in fact, I was just ACR Protect. He's from Texas, man. Those guys are. It's been hot, hot, hot. I think actually, all those Canada fires going on, all the smoke. I think it's helped keep the temperature down here a little bit. It's been really reasonable. temperature lately, and it's been cooling off at night, like in the 50s at night. Yeah, their account was doing crazy. Yeah, I think, yeah, it happens, man. I don't know. Depends on what you say. YouTube will kind of throttle a lot of what people try to say. There's a lot more censorship going on than what we realize. Like I'm really realizing it because I've researched it, and it's like, oh, I can't say this, I can't say that. There's just a whole slew of things you just cannot say, which is weird. But damn, I just got back into a 33. Well, my big thing is man, I need a new bicycle. I'm about ready. I keep thinking I want to do it, but I just have a feeling the thing's just gonna finish breaking in half. I'll maybe I'll do another video on it, or I'll just go out for a ride here anyhow. I don't know. But yeah, I'm used to like living a cyclist lifestyle, so I'm used to, doesn't matter how much I eat, I end up, just biking it off. But when your bike is broken, yeah, it just makes it tough. I already subbed and liked once. Again, you're welcome. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Every bit helps. I think the next major number we're aiming towards, obviously, is going to be like the 10,000 subscriber mark. That's going to be a major breakthrough. But hey, when we get there, we get there. I have no clue how it works. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like you can have a short that you think is like the next best thing since sliced bread, and it'll get 100 views. And then you can drop one that's like, I'm not expecting this to do well. I kind of rushed through it. It wasn't as well thought out as it could have been. And that's the one that, like does the best. So I've given up trying to figure out certain things on YouTube. I'm just gonna roll with it. Nah, electric ones, yes, but normal ones I don't like. Yeah, I love the regular. I mean, like back in the day, that's all we really had was regular bicycles. So I'm a huge fan of cycling. I like watching the Tour de France. Actually, hats off to Greg LeMond. Greg LeMond was a huge inspiration for me. Back when I was getting started out in cycling and all that. So yeah, cycling has always been a major part of my life. In fact, there was some of my friends like I hadn't talked to in like over 25 years. Like we graduated high school and moved on, and then like over 25 years later, we ended up talking. And they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, I remember the bikes you had." Because I used to ride my bike to and from school and all over the place. Even when I got a car, I still preferred cycling over like automobiles. And in fact, a lot of people, like that's when they realize freedom is when they get that almighty driver's license. I didn't really see it as freedom. I saw it as a car payment, car insurance, registration, inspections, so on and so forth. I realized freedom when my dad took the training wheels off and I was allowed to go more than 2 streets away. Um, yeah, Ropa. Like, yeah, tradition. Now we got to call it traditional cycling. That's what it's come to. Oh man, like I remember when it was just rock climbing, and then all of a sudden rock climbing, if you were cheap and you didn't want to buy rock climbing gear, that was bouldering. And then we had sport climbing where they would just bolt up the route instead of using traditional pro, which now we had trad climbing. Free soloing has been a thing for a long time. But yeah, for the most part, it was just rock climbing, and you were either free climbing or aid climbing, but it turned into 10 different things. Like I don't understand the difference between bike touring and bike packing. There's really no difference. I think the aesthetic appeal of the bags is a little bit different. Like bike packing has these goofy, supersized saddle bags and stuff. I'm not a fan of. But yeah, nobody can really explain the difference between bike touring and bike packing. So what I do is I just dismiss both terms, and what I do is I throw some camping shit on my bicycle and I go out for a ride. That's they tend to be a little bit longer than the average ride. I miss my old set. Yeah. Yeah, rope. I like trad climbing was, yeah, man. I miss trad climb. I miss climbing. I've got to get on rope again at some point. I don't even care if I'm climbing like 5 fun. I don't have to be climbing hard. I'm in my 50s. I doubt I'm going to be climbing the stuff I was doing in my late teens and 20s. My 512 days might be over, but I'm sure I can still hit a good solid 5.8, 5.9. And just especially if I lose a few pounds, that'd be great. In high school at age 16, got a driver's license too. Yeah, that's most people. Yeah, most people get their driver's license at 16, and they see it as freedom. I don't know, man. Cycling for me was freedom. I could go any place I wanted. Yeah, just I've always had such a good time cycling, and it seemed like the older I get, the more enjoyable cycling got. Like I think a lot of people they just hit a certain age and they're like, oh, you can't do anything anymore. I'm a grown up now. It's like, no, you still can. And getting out for a bike ride will remind you how much fun it was to be five. Like when you're bunny hopping curbs and finding little jumps here and there, and you know, um, when was the last time you tail whipped a trash can? For me, I was about 44 years old, and I was still tail whipping trash cans for the fun of it. Um, People are just, yeah, they are. Yeah, it's the label thing. I have to have a title for anything and everything I do. I need like constant, um, yeah, constant reinforcement, gratification. Yeah, it's so played out. Like every sport has that though. Yeah, skiing is the same way. Skiing, you're just not going skiing anymore. You're going downhill skiing. You're going to ski moguls. You're going to ballet ski, although I don't think anybody's really doing that anymore. Then you've got cross country skiing, telemark skiing, randonnée skiing. Um, yeah, it's endless, man. Every sport is like that. Even kayaking, you used to be like a whitewater kayaker, but then they came out with playboats and river runners and everything. So skydiving, we're no better. Skydiving, we've got RW relative work, we've got crew canopy relative work. Um, yeah, you angle flying, free flying, and then you've got people that focus exclusively on canopy piloting, and then you've got classic accuracy or modern swooping. Yeah, it's endless. Your e-bike needs you got a rider for a while, man, and then you name it. That's how I do it, Rob. Like my Cannondale, I named her old bitch because yeah, she's pretty good. She gets a little ornery though. I've been bucked off a few times. So, but it doesn't matter. She's taken me, well over 100,000 miles. Absolutely love that bike. It's like I was sad like the day I realized I've cracked my frame. I have a stress fracture in the frame, and it's kind of like an outdated bike now. I can't remember what the exact numbers are, but hypothetically, like the front shocks, they either run. We'll say, they're either like 90 millimeter or 110 millimeter. Mine are 100. It's like in that middle spot where I've got to finagle something, and the cheapest forks I can get for it nowadays are like 600-700 bucks, or I don't know. It's all insane. Like the bike's not worth rebuilding it. I've rebuilt it so many times. There's nothing original on that bike frame. I've gone through like half a dozen different drive trains and shifting pods and brake sets, and yeah, I've been through a whole bunch of stuff on that bike. I don't get driver's license for a car like having a stranger next to you on the road. It sucks. How does it work in the USA and Canada to get a driver's license, and how much it costs? I don't know what it costs nowadays, but back in the day, like under 18, you have to take and it varies from state to state. Different states have different laws for it. But in the state of New Hampshire, if you were under 18, you took a driver's ed course, which was a few $100s, like $300-400, something like that, three to 500, and then you go take a written exam and then a hands-on driving exam. Um, and yeah, I think it was only like $50 or something. Above 18, all you have to do is go to the DMV and take a written exam and the driving exam. So they assume that after 18 you can self-educate yourself. I don't know. What's the long gadget in front of the jet boil? Oh, no worry, Ropa. This is a an MSR canister stand. It's actually awesome. Um, it's good for any canister stove. Where's let me grab a fuel canister. Yeah, it'll fit all three sizes. The two larger sizes are the same diameter. There's a couple little hooks right there. And then this piece right here comes out and locks in on the bottom. Nice wide stable base. I don't have any place to put it down. By far like the most stable canister stand I've ever found. And especially if you're using like an MSR pocket rocket or something that's going to be on the canister. Yeah, absolute great one. And there is if you've got the smaller, what are they, the 4-ounce ones, there is the inside portion that'll fit the smaller canister as well. So it'll fit all three of the common isobutane canister stove. Well, yeah, ground fog. I believe the ID. Well, yeah, a state issued ID should be free, yeah, especially where they require it. But yeah, the driver's license and a state issued ID is two different. I think they should charge more for the driver's licenses. I think, yeah, I really do. um, shall not charge or levy a fee for the right to vote. Yeah, for yeah, you're right, ground fog on that end. Yeah, so a state issued ID should be free. The driver's license, I don't know. The automobile is a relatively new thing to society still. In the overall landscape of society, the automobile is kind of like a game changer. But for the people that are driving their car, less than a half a mile and stop being lazy, just walk to the corner store. You can make it. You can do it. Or yeah, all these kids that won't walk a half a mile to the school. Come on now. I've seen some pretty grotesque things with my friends, and they're my friends. I still love them. I just think that they have extremely lazy traveling habits. I got to get a gas can too, and the four picker on top. No, dude. If I fly to the USA, can I do it over their exam? I don't know what the I don't know. I quit driving over 20 years ago, so I'm not completely up to par with the whole procedures for obtaining a driver's license, especially for out of state, out of country. I know it's possible, but I don't know what avenue. I've never worked at the DMV. If you want to know about aviation laws, I know more about aviation laws than I do about the DMV. My pilot's license was more current than my driver's license. A license at 16 comes with restrictions like not yeah. Yeah, see that, and they didn't have that back in the 90s, Boondock. Yeah, but we had a couple kids with driver's licenses. I should know better. But yeah, I'm not an automobile person by any standard. I really shouldn't be giving advice on it. So yeah, my information, like, yeah, I got my driver's license back in the like 1991. So yeah, I'm probably not the right guy, and I've been driven. Actually, this coming spring will be 20 years since I decided to quit driving. Like, I'm just so fed up with the automobile game. I was sick of it. I knew they were a ripoff 20 years ago, so I opted out of the automobile option. Yeah, I bicycled 12.5 kilometers in morning to school. Yeah, yeah. In Chicago, it was $50 17 years ago. Yeah, I don't. Everything, like, the inflation's hit everything so bad. I have no clue anymore. And it's kind of, some people would give me a hard time, like, you don't have a driver's license? And I'd be like, no, but I have a mountain bike and a pilot's license. Like, what do you want? And I worked at airports. I lived and worked at airports. So, yeah, I just didn't need the automobile license anymore. Didn't want it. And I've cycled the Eastern Seaboard like 17 times. There was a couple occasions where it was my fault. Like, one time I was partying really hard in Tampa, skydiving at Skydive Tampa Bay. I was the safety and training advisor, and then the supervising master parachute rigger at Skydive Tampa Bay. and we were friends with the owner of the Tampa Bay Brewing Company, Dave Dobles, and we were partying it up every Friday night. We went down for Free Fall Friday at the Tampa Bay Brewing Company. We raffled off a free tandem skydive, and they had videos on. Dave Dobles, the owner, was a student of ours there at Skydive Tampa Bay, so we were partying it up, having a great time, and I just man, I there wasn't enough time left for me to ride my bike from Skydive Tampa Bay to basically like South Lakeland, Florida, all the way up to Ovid, New York. So I had to take a flight. I had to jump on a commercial flight, and so there was a couple times I didn't make the entire trip, or I didn't make the trip at all. But over the course of 10 years, I rode the Eastern Seaboard 17 times. Um, Typically, like over 2,000 miles per ride. Some of my longest rides were from like East Marches, Long Island to Key West. I worked down at Skydive Key West for like four winters, and so that was my winter job. So I would ride my bike to work for the winter, and then ride my bike back up north for the spring, summer, fall season in the Northeast. Or I've worked in like New York, Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire. Surprisingly, my home state is one of the few states that has no skydiving center whatsoever. It wasn't until, what was it, 2005 or 2004, 2005 that the Sky Venture wind tunnel opened up in Nashua, New Hampshire. But that's indoor. It's a wind tunnel. It's not skydiving. It's a wind tunnel. Not the same. It's kind of like outdoor rock climbing versus indoor rock climbing. Like in all my years of outdoor rock climbing, I've never had anybody say, "Hey, dude, grab the purple and black swirly one to the right there." Yeah, it never happened. But indoors, it's a common thing, little pieces of tape with picking out your route and stuff. Whereas outdoor climbing, you need like legit route finding skills. Steve, can you check out if you can get a three foreigners criminal record? I can get it there since a vacation. Yeah, a few months back, I paid 55 euros to get new driver's license for a license plate scooter. Yeah, isn't it like all the automotive stuff? Isn't it crazy expensive in Europe? I've always heard that. I think it's fairly accurate. Yeah, like you guys, yeah, petrol is by the liter, but we buy gas by the gallon, and you guys pay almost as much per liter as we pay per gallon, which is almost insane when you think about it. Geez, I just checked. You can get it. You just need three different proof of residency. Yeah, yeah. So, um, excuse me. Yeah. So if you're an American looking at saying, wow, these gas prices suck, like just think yeah, Europeans are paying almost per liter what we're paying per gallon. So yeah, multiply that by 3.8, and that's about what it costs per gallon in Europe, most of Europe. We pay more benzene and diesel, different prices, but yeah, so even at €2 per liter, which comes out to like $2 and change, the transaction. But yeah, yeah, so you're still talking like $7-8 per gallon. Um, yeah, hey Ropa, it's good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and yeah, be safe out there. Definitely good seeing you though. Always a pleasure, man. We'll have to talk some more slingy thingy stuff or some more cycling at some point. Residency is where you live. New Mexico here, 380 a gallon. Yeah, no kidding. Man, I haven't been to New Mexico in a long time. Man, and I've never really stopped in New Mexico too much. I think, yeah, New Mexico, I think it's like what, oil fields and rattlesnakes. Isn't that pretty much what's in New Mexico? A lot of taco stands too. Then why three? Yeah, my mom. No, my mom's actually she's in New Hampshire. I don't know why she would go to New Mexico. Is your mom in New Mexico? Did we really go there? Well, that's kind of cute. Yeah. So, has anybody got anything planned for this weekend? It's Friday night. We still got the whole weekend open. Saturday, Sunday. Anybody plan on doing any hiking, biking, rock climbing, camping, fishing, hunting, getting out for a little walkabout? What could possibly go wrong, right? Because it's one time at skydive camp. It means you need proof you live in the U.S. Yeah, passport and tourism visa, or that was all, but only for a scooter up to 50 cc max. Yeah, I have no idea how that works. Yeah, I wasn't aware, but yeah, and that's the problem is it varies so much from state to state. Like you want to contact the state that you're going to because yeah, not everything applies in every state, unfortunately, or fortunately, because some of those rules downright suck, and I'm glad that we don't have them. Yeah, I have no clue what the rules are in the Netherlands. Not a clue. Yeah, you might want to contact some of your local people. You can be an illegal immigrant and still get it, at least in Chicago. Yeah, can't you get it in LA or something? They don't care. I know Massachusetts was letting a lot of them get away with that stuff too. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, Cannon. What's man? I was wondering where you at. I thought work whooped you this week or something. How you doing, brother? How's Mojo doing? We'll give you. We'll get you. Yeah, is that job getting the better of you, man? It's all right, dude. We all have those jobs every once in a while. Where yeah, you just get that little piece of work where you're like, I did something wrong to upset the universe, and that's why this work is in front of me right now, and it sucks, man. I've I've been there. I probably didn't help much, man. Yeah, I'll be on a tourism visa or take driver's license visa without living in the USA. Yeah. So Cannon and embrace the suck wasn't the motivation that you needed to hear at that time. I was trying. I was rooting for you, man. Like you can do this. Just embrace the suck. It'll pass in all due time. But Mojo just waddled his corgi ass in a bed, and yeah, work beat me this week. It didn't even kiss me on the neck. Yeah, yeah, dude. That sucks, man. It's bad. Yeah, sometimes it didn't even like well, I don't know if you can say this on YouTube, but yeah, it didn't even lube it, man. It wrapped it in 90 grit and sent it home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It got dipped in dry sweep and then yeah, dude, that's horrible. Who thinks of this shit? Because this one time at skydive camp, Steve, are you also in Chicago? Yeah, they just man, that's what you get for being good at your job, though, Cannon. They're gonna throw all the shit work right at you. Oh, he's got this, man. Just give it to Cannon. He'll take care of it. Good old Sparky's got it. But but yeah, that lets you know you're alive, man. When it gets wrapped in dry sweep before they send it home, you know you're doing something right. So yeah, instead of tarred and feathered, it's tarred and dipped in like dry sweep. I don't know. What do you guys call it there? Yeah, it's a stuff they use in the motor pool, man. You know, when you get like an oil spill or something like that, you get a little oil on the ground, you use the dry sweep. You know, I want a driver's license only to be where I live. It's overcrowded with criminal racist Muslims here. Yeah, man, you gotta get out of there or get some lessons. And yeah, I don't know. It's at some point it's gonna turn into a physical altercation. I have a feeling it's getting pretty nasty everywhere. Absolutely, I know, right? Like, I'm with you, Ken. And there's been points in my life where it's like, I wish I was a degenerate on the drop zone, man, instead of the guy that's doing all the work. Yeah, that's what I get for being a responsible, dependable, and all those other words of bowls. That, get the job done kind of guy. And then you're like, that's all I'm ever doing. Today was wrapped in 90. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man, sometimes life just, yeah, they don't even spit on it. They wrap it in 90 grit. And it's like, don't worry, this will be over in a minute. Yeah, you're not the one. Yeah, anyhow. Yeah, it had a few times I walked hour and 5 minutes or less to supermarket. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of that trash now. Yeah, if you pay attention to what's on the internets, they're saying the quiet part out loud. They're not hiding it anymore. They're just like straight up like they want to replace the Constitution with Sharia, and I triple dog dare you to try. But yeah, unfortunately, we've the Western culture has produced a tremendous amount of weak men, and it's going to be up to stronger men to take care of business at some point. I'm not, wait until you get a call from the government official or something to be politically correct here on YouTube, so I don't get in trouble. But I have a feeling that they're going to be calling up looking for some of the old timers. Hey, hey, Cannon, how do you feel about running a Ma Deuce? That's the most excited Cannon's been all day. He's like, for real, or are you messing with me, man? Kitty litter. Damn, yeah, we've got kitty litter, man. We still have the cat. The cat's still here. It's still being the cat. The cat's the cat. I try to stay neutral, but and to be fair, the cat's getting old. I don't hate it any less just because it's getting old, but the cat's getting to be passive. He knows what the rules are. That's why we call the military the big green weenie. You get it with new lube. There's going to be a civil war. Yeah, it's going to turn from civil unrest to just a complete civil mess. And yeah, but they're asking for it, like, hey man, if you're in somebody else's house, follow their rules. That's just the way it goes. And they're trying to change our rules. It's just not going to fly. Yeah, wow. This is how I get myself into trouble on YouTube every week. Are those knives sharp and strong enough to cut through? Yeah, these knives are plenty sharp enough. I'm not sure why you would ask that question specifically, but yes, they will cut most things you want to cut with them, inclusive of answering your question, yes. But yeah, I mean, you could do that with a butter knife, though, really. But yeah, they're more than adequate. Yeah, they've been saying that for years, and I've been waiting. I'm getting tired of waiting. I know, Cannon. Yeah, they wait any longer, man. We're getting old. We're only going to be good on like cruiser weapons. We're going to have to get a couple of 20-year-olds to run ammo and stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a nice, Mod Deuce with a Mark 19. That would be sweet. Ground fog. When you're right, you're right. That caught me completely off guard, and I had to think about it for a second. And yeah, that statement is 100% accurate. You're true, man. Wow. What? I'm just curious, dude. What made you think of that? Because geez, man. Yeah. I mean, that's priceless, dude. We need to talk more often. You need to get in the t-shirt making business too with sayings like that. It's too early for you. Yeah, Koi, it's too early for you. Yeah, they can't and don't have to integrate, learn Dutch language. They don't speak English. They expect us to learn Arab. Yeah, yeah, that's a bunch of mug men. Even when I was stationed in South Korea, man, which I never should have been there. But I was. It's not the point. I learned. I took German in high school. I wanted to get stationed in Germany. I had some friends that were in Germany that came back with a great deal on a Ducati. So, but anyhow, I digress. When I got stationed in South Korea, when I did go out, I went out to only the English speaking places, and if I wanted to go beyond that area, I would bring a Katusa, which are like Koreans from the ROK Army that are working with the U.S. Army. Katusa stands for Korean Augmentation to United States Army. And I would bring them out to translate, and that way there I would under no circumstances be rude or inconsiderate or not be able to communicate properly because that's part of their job was to work as translators. So, but yeah, this stuff, and that was I was visiting there to defend their country, South Korea. So but still be respectful of the host country. Yeah, they're coming here telling us like, oh man, everything's haram, eating bacon, gambling, having a beer, oh, all haram, yeah, it's just horrible the way they think that they're going to change all of Western society and they can hashtag suck it. They can eat a bag of carrots. We're not going to play that game anymore. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, we do. We literally set a place with hell. They're gonna have to mount it on my wheelchair. How about cannon? Man, you're jarhead, dude. We'll make you an amphibious wheelchair, right? So it'll be mechanized. Dude, you could maybe even if you're gonna go that route, get it like super powered and get like a quad mounted Modus. Oh, what is that one called? They have it. It really exists, but you just need to put some electric wheels on it. You're solid, dude. I'm with you. We're gonna be rolling in there with like amphibious assault wheelchairs, quad mounted 50 cals. The news you see is far left bullshit. Yeah, yeah, and then they cover up a lot of it. Like, look at the report that was recently done. Um, the violent, gross mistreatment of over 250,000 young girls in England. But oh, that never happened. Oh, it's about to go down. People, I think it's hey, anybody take a look at the Georgia Guidestones. They want the population to be around 500 million. And what better way to get it there than to cause like world wars, massive conflict of interest? Not all cultures are compatible, so let's take the least most compatible cultures and just mingle them together so everybody's pissed off. Yeah, maybe that's their way of getting to that goal of maintaining a population here on Earth of 500 million. That means 7.5 billion of us have to go. I have a feeling they don't care how. Shot a few. There's my time. No, if Cannon is mobile mounted, he needs something that like a recoilist. Carl Gustav. Oh yeah, that goes without saying. Yeah, you're gonna have a Gustav there just in case. Yeah, yeah. 3 billion 2050. I have a feeling they're gonna get there before then if they keep on going the way they are. Well, that birth rates are down just about all around the world except for certain Middle Eastern types. Um, but yeah, the replacement birth rate is below everywhere it should be in Western culture. And then yeah, you throw on the Crusades 2026 edition or something. That's gonna have a major change. They put Europe filled up, overcrowded. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Europe is getting overcrowded, man. I haven't. I don't know. The yeah, when you look around at modern pictures of Paris and London and all that stuff, it doesn't look like it did 30 years ago. I have a feeling that's where I don't know. People are talking. There's going to be civil war happening sooner than later in England. Because yeah, people are getting to their wits' ends. They can't. Yeah, you can't walk down to the convenience store for a beverage without it getting squirrely. Um, if you shoot 53 meter ammo, bang 1,000 shots, hold your chair. Yeah, do you think they're gonna go nuclear with stuff? Do you think they're gonna deploy nuclear weapons? I don't. It's hard to say with that one. It's really hard to say. Newhouse, you still playing with your blowgun there, guy? Yeah, and you're not allowed to. Yeah, yeah, and that's the yeah, and that's the problem. Yeah, but yeah, you've got certain people they can go around with swords and stick people with them and they go, I don't think so, mate. That's yeah. Well, that's why it's a big issue that thing that just happened in Canada. Same thing. Basically, an Indian guy went in there with a sword and to work out in the gym, and the gym said no, you can't. And he was like, oh, why not? Well, you're racist, dude. That's one word that has no meaning anymore. It legitimately, I don't care who's using it. The word racist has lost all value. It has for quite a long time. I'm like it doesn't exist the way they say it does. It's bullshit. It's the word racist is used to shut down the conversation because nobody wants to be labeled in a negative way. Like we were talking about earlier, everybody needs their special labels, you know? I'm not just a rock climber, I'm a free climber, I'm a free soloist, I'm a trad climber, you know? I'm not just a skydiver, I'm a wingsuiter and a free flyer and so on and so forth. Well, racist is one term that nobody really wants to get labeled with, and I don't blame people, especially if you're not a racist. But because of that, they use it as a way to shut down conversations because nobody wants to get labeled a racist. Got a towel on their head too. Yeah, you can have in Britain at home, just like here in the Netherlands. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah, you can't just be walking around with it. From what I understand, I talked to. I've got some friends that are English, like legit. They're there now. I'll talk to them again probably Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. Yeah, if you go to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival, Mick is there along with a lot of other great English people. And somebody started the rumor like I hate English people. Somebody came in here and said it like, and then I realized that person was an idiot because apparently I missed their comment. And they're like, "Why didn't you answer my comment? What do you hate the English?" And then I'm like, late. It wasn't until later. I'm an idiot sometimes, and I'm like, how would he determine that from a comment in a? It's a text message. It's a typed out sentence. How can there's no accent there? Like, how would I know you're English unless you stated you're English or your screen handle, your screen name or whatever is I'm English, but it wasn't. It was something else. I'm like, oh, I just got trolled and I didn't even realize it. But yeah, came in saying I hate the English. It's like I love the English, man. I would love to go to England again as soon as they clean up the foreign trash. Be right back. Gotta film something. Right on, Rob. Yeah, do what you got to do, my man. I'm a SAS Green 8 Super Trident Tree Squirrel Tactical Corgi. Yeah, man, I'm a classified super secret squirrel undercover underwater submarine door gunner. Hoorah! Speaking of tactical corgis, man, Mojo is priceless. Um, the more you know. Yeah, my state, New Hampshire, has some of the most. Tax blade laws in the U.S. we can conceal are. Lost and happy. What's happening? How you doing? Don't microwave fish at work. Well, I don't know. It depends. If they fired you, I'd probably microwave some fish at work. Just saying. I do it for a good time. But Lost and Happy, how you doing? Yeah, Boondock, you're right. New Hampshire, I don't know. I think they've changed some of them. It's definitely lenient still though. But I'm not sure. Back in the day, there was like no ballast songs or something. You weren't allowed like assisted opening or automatics or something. But they may have changed that. I don't know. I really don't care because New Hampshire really doesn't care. I mean, as long as you're not out in public at the shopping mall or something or town square swinging your knife around, they really don't care what you're carrying. Automagnized Bella songs, double-edged swords. Oh, you did 70 hours this week? Yeah, man. Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, like Americans shouldn't be working that many hours. They're just screwing us over every chance they get. Like y'all remember when eggs went to stupid prices? Like eggs got so expensive they were renting chickens here. I'm not lying. You could rent chickens in like egg laying hens. You could rent them here in New Hampshire. That's how expensive eggs got. Um, because it was like 100 million egg laying hens had to be put down for whatever bird flu or something like that, which was actually only like a 4% indent on the population. I just saw a thing on it this week. And so because there was this 4% dent in the entire egg laying hen population in the United States, they started telling everybody it was like, oh, there's a scarcity, and like a dozen eggs was up to like 12.99. But in the big gist of it, like I said, it was only a 4% difference. So it went from like 1.9 billion or 1.09 billion eggs down to like 1.04 billion eggs. A 4% drop in the entire like egg harvesting deal, and but yet the eggs went up over more than 257% in price on average, and the major company that owned it had like record profits. And so yeah, they're just greedflationing us to knock us out completely. It's completely it's beyond repulsive. Yeah, they're just milking us for every dime they can get. And well, I must have triggered something because YouTube stopped putting this one out. We're down to 0 concurrent viewers, guys. Yeah, stop working, go illegal. Well, that's the whole thing. You can is like, yeah, if you're here illegally, you can work illegally. But if you're here legally, especially if you're like native born, it's almost impossible to get away from the system. And then the way they have the whole credit system and all that stuff, it's a trap. It's almost impossible to get out of. I'm doing my best. I lived off grid for like a decade. I was completely under the radar from the time I was like 32 until 42. I just completely out. Yeah, I go with the prosperity legal. I'm not here. Yeah, no, Cannon, you're still no. We're up to 4 now. Yeah, Cannon, you're still here, buddy. You count as 1 1/10 though, because we always include Mojo with you. I'm a secret squirrel. Yeah, Cannon, you were unofficially promoted again. Hey, did you see that? Man, freaking jarheads never cease to amaze me. So this he's a corporal, man. He was re-enlisting, and he decided he was going to do it in like chest deep water, and they did his entire re-enlistment ceremony in the water. Like yeah, I got to learn how to send you videos, man. I was going to send that to you for sure, Cannon. But yeah, the Jarhead clan, they never cease to amaze me. It's like, um, I don't know what they did to that boy. But yeah, it was Corporal getting like sworn in under his reenlistment, chest deep waters, nice snappy salutes and everything. It's like there's something wrong with those dudes, but there's something right with them too. There's always something to be learned. Yeah, I scrolled above. I'm pretty sure I read everything. Yeah, if YouTube's not letting you put it through, I don't know what to say. I don't have any restrictions here on the channel because I can't hold people to a higher standard than I hold myself, and I say some of the dumbest shit here on YouTube. How I still have a channel sometimes is beyond my understanding. We do our best to use, all the proper codes, like, like the land with 9 million people that we're not allowed to mention the name of the land, but it's the land of the tiny hat people that seem to, blackmail and bribe and all that stuff. Yeah. So, but I know you can't say the actual name of the place because if you do, you're in trouble. But we did try to make our $7,000 from them. It would have been nice to get a little gear fund going off of the, if the land of the tiny hat people gave us 7 grand for supporting them, which is probably the only way I would support them at this point. But you do what you have to do to stay safe in the, yeah. Yeah, Cannon, I got to learn how to send you the stuff, man. It was price. um, yeah, it was good stuff, man. How warm is it, man? Right now, it's been getting cool at night, like in the mid to high 50s. But like right now, it's 63 degrees right now. Yeah, 63 degrees. It's going down to 54 tonight. And then tomorrow during the day, the high is 82, low is 61. Sunday, the high is 77, low is 52. So, for all you guys down there with swamp ass sweating in Texas, so it's mighty comfortable up here. Lost it was 104 in Waco today. How's that treating you, Cannon? 104, man. Is in the area you're in? Is it a dry heat or is it swamp ass? I got pepper spray, real strong one. Not like the police. Yeah, get bear spray, man. Yeah, guys, that's too hot to be doing stuff. Get yourself some air conditioning and stuff. Air conditioning, swimming pool with some the arm floaties, so you can relax more. You're not struggling. Actually, I think most of us are old enough. We probably got enough body fat. We don't sink anymore. Dude, when I was going for my basic open water, the PADI basic open water scuba diving course, in the beginning they have you tread water. And it's not just to see if you can tread water. They're getting an idea of how buoyant your body is. And then they can figure out how much weight you need to have like a neutral buoyancy. So, you're, well, what's it? Not a PFD. Oh man, BCD, buoyancy control device. Wow, it's been a few years since I did that course. But I was like real lean, doing a lot of rock climbing and skydiving and all that stuff when I went to go take that course. And I was the most fit person there by far, like aesthetically. Like I had a solid 6-pack going and everything. And so the instructor's going around like, to each person like, oh, you're going to need about 20 pounds. You're going to need 15. You're going to need about 20. And she gets to me and she's like, you're going to need a balloon under each arm. Are you okay? Do you want to get out of the pool? Like, man, I was so lean I couldn't float for the life of me. Now I could probably just like, hang out there, be fine. But who is it? Yeah, I was giving ACR Protect a hard time because he was talking about how damn hot it is. He's in the Gulf side, Gulf of America side of Texas, right? I'm gonna roll with that one because I'm confident with it. And he was talking about how hot it was and how it got stupid hot early this morning. It's like, dude, we got up this morning, it was like 54 degrees. I had to shut the air conditioner off. It was getting chilly in here. And yeah, that's the kind of day we had here in New Hampshire. It did get a little toasty, a couple hours in the afternoon, but all is good. This is like prime camping weather. Like it's nice and sunny. Go for a swim during the day if it gets hot. But then at night it's nice and cool. Lightweight sleeping bag. You're good to go. I don't need a PCD anymore. I know, right? Yeah, we're at this age, man. We're like, yeah, we're throwing on lead shoes and shit. Um, yeah, I have that 15% OC and 3 million. So it's strong as pear spray, but sold as pepper spray. Yeah, it was 88 at 5 a.m. and that's why I don't miss the Gulf of America side of Texas. That and the humidity there is just outrageous, dude. Like we had it's got a space land in Rochelle, Texas. It's like right between Houston and Galveston, like almost smack dab in the middle. Maybe a little bit north, closer to Houston. But anyhow, I digress. Yeah, we had an air conditioned packing area, and I would go in the packing area, and it's real nice, and you pack the parachute, and you get comfortable, and then yeah, you throw your gear back on, and you leave the air conditioning, and like man, my like sunglasses would just fog up. I couldn't even see anything. And it's like, oh man, this sucks. And it was just wow, man. You're going from like air conditioned to 102 degrees with 99% humidity, 99.9%, maybe 104%. I don't know. Is that mathematically possible? We'll roll with it, man. Who cares if it's like that? That's a point of a good story. You got to exaggerate some point of it. But yeah, then you get on the airplane and you have the door open, nice cool breeze. You go up to altitude, it cools off even more. Even in Texas on the Gulf of America side, you're on average going to lose about 2.5 degrees per 1,000 feet. So you go up to 14,000 feet, and what was 102 is now like 70 degrees. Oh, it's nice and comfy. Jump out the airplane, 120 mile an hour wind chill factor. It's like you're living in heaven. You open the parachute, you're right back into swamp ass weather. Like, yeah, man, if you're open, if you're in the saddle around 3,000 feet, 2,500, you're right back to swamp ass weather. Um, I'm right now here in Utah. We're in our monsoon season, so our humidity. Yeah, the humidity is what gets you a lot, man. I had a lipstick pepper spray crap. I got on his hand. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Yeah, any veterans that have been through the CS, the NBC training, like basically the gas chamber training a few times. Yeah, everything else is kind of just mellow after that. Um, Also, that one in his coffee, he says it's legit tasted better than normal. What? Um, Shit, sorry, Nathaniel, I didn't give you a raw. My fault, I'm slacking. It's all right, Cannon. We'll forgive you, man. Cannon had a rough. Cannon likes to share his misery with me. When when they give Cannon a shit show at work, he'll send me some pictures like, dude, like, Cannon, I live too far away, man. Otherwise, I got your six, but by the time I get there, the week's gonna be over, dude. Your job, your task will have been completed. Rob's knife is back. Rob, how you doing, man? Good to have you back. Great Basin. Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, Cannon. He's from the Netherlands. He doesn't speak Jarhead. I'll translate for you. Um, yeah, raw, rah, rah. I don't know. I kind of do it. I have an army accent though. My Jarhead is not that fluent, but yeah, Cannon is of the United States Marine Corps. He's one of America's finest. But his English leaves a little bit to be desired. They just break it down to syllables, and they rah. It's a way of saying hello. How are you? I'm happy to see you. How are you, friend? Um, I'm not a videographer, but I'm doing my. Yeah. Hey, Rob, I'm in the same boat, man. There's a lot of things that I am, and there's a lot of things that I am not. And being a great videographer, I actually, here's the crazy part. I'm good at it skydiving, which is why I thought I would be good at it for YouTube. Like, I'm an excellent outside video flyer. Like, I can put a camera helmet on and jump out with a tandem, and I can orbit them. I can carve. I can do all kinds of stuff and make a great video. But now that I've got 2 feet on the ground, it's a lot more difficult. We didn't have to deal with no stinking tripod skydiving. No, it just. So yeah, I'm figuring it all out myself as well. Um, yeah, I gotta find you a bike that pushes 200 plus. Um, so yeah, yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out all, and it's not just editing, man. I used to edit, but then we stopped making our videos on VHS, and it got like real expensive when skydiving videos switched from VHS to digital to DVD. Like at the time, like a to build a tower that would just edit stuff was like well over $5,000 to $6,000. So we had one guy at the drop zone that invested into it, and then we stopped doing our own editing on VHS, which is just these analog editing boards. And we started. He's like, hey, just throw in $5, and the cost of a disc is like 10 cents. He'll edit it together. He's got like this cookie cutter sweet sequence, and as long as we got the right footage, it was no big deal. So I stopped editing when we switched from VHS to DVD, and I never got back into it because every drop zone that I worked after that always had an editor. Like some places we had like 3 or 4 editors. Like Skydive Spaceland in Rochelle, Texas, they usually had about 4 editors going. Skydive Las Vegas and Boulder City, Nevada, we had 2 or 3 editors going, so on and so forth. Skydive Pepperell in Massachusetts, we had 2 or 3 editors. So you would just in fact, at that point, we had switched to GoPros. And so we would just hand them our cameras. They would take out the micro SD cards, put fresh ones in, and we'd go back and do our thing again while they edited and brought it to the student. That's exactly what it is. But that was definitely an Army accent. Um, I know a guy in USA, Mississippi. Yeah, hey man, yeah, hey, I have a friend that's a Green Beret as well. The guy that makes these knives, all these knives right here, all the Phobos knives are all Eric Hansen. He was a Green Beret, Special Forces. He was active duty for 22 years. 18 Delta Special Forces medic. So not only could he break you, but he could fix you. So yeah, multi-talented guy, and after getting out of the military and whatnot is when he came out with Phobos Knives. Phobos is actually an acronym, which stands for Four Operators by Operators. Outstanding knives. I highly recommend you check them out. Um, yeah, the MISSISSIPPI. Come on, yeah, Mississippi. That's how fast can you spell it? Shot himself with a 40. He survived 5.5 years. Rehabilitation. Yeah, wow. Was it like an accidental discharge or? Yeah, in general, I think yeah, getting blasted is a 9.9 out of 10 on the suck factor. I think it falls under that category. It goes without saying. What could possibly go wrong? Fellas, my toes is leaking. Yeah. Yeah, it's oh man, some of those they call them Darwin Awards, but they're not fully Darwin Awards, but it goes under like accidental discharge and stuff like that. Like some, you just got to wonder, like, what were you thinking today? Um, yeah, fellas, my toes leaking. Or yeah, the post 4th of July carnage. You're like, really? You thought like that firework is that big, and you got a short fuse, and you thought it was a good plan. You were gonna hold it while your buddy lights it, and then they just like they got that deer in the headlight look. They just end up staring at the fuse, and then they act all shocked and stuff when it goes off, and their fingers go flying in 5 different directions. Like, oh, what happened? It's like you didn't throw, you idiot. Like Cannon can relate. Like when you go through grenade training, right? That's why the drill sergeant's right there is to throw you in a ditch just in case. You got to have somebody that smart. If you're gonna play with fireworks and you got a low IQ or you're new to it, like you could have a low IQ in fireworks, but yeah, have somebody that knows what they're doing supervise it. Um, that's last time he was happy to finally get his guns back that he built an AR, but firing pin was very hard for him. Yeah, see, that's another words. That's one of the words we're not allowed to use here on YouTube is the self unaliving there, self deleting. Um, yeah, drunk people always make the best fireworks displays. Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not as think as you drunk I am. It does work that way too. Yeah, play stupid. Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and it just it's never ceased to amaze me. I think I've seen enough fireworks in my lifetime that I don't know why I kind of enjoy watching the post 4th of July. Like how many stupid people learned something this 4th of July? Got hot in the vest. Was 76239. Broke 3 ribs. And to digitize by T the hell out of my steel. Yeah, Cannon, don't do that again. Yeah, that's how it went. My mom did same, but with dog leashes. But wow, so life in the Netherlands is pretty rough, huh? Yeah, Cannon, that sucks. I bet the Marine Corps charged you for that too, didn't they? They're like, this isn't how we issued it to you. You're gonna replace it. That's coming out of your LES, son. So so you've got family from the U.S. and you're in the Netherlands, or how's that work? Well, you said from the USA too. Is part of your family from the USA, or is everybody from the Netherlands? Yeah, just reading the. Yeah, I don't know what that answers. No hard life. I think everybody has a hard life, especially modern society. They're doing it on purpose, man. They're constantly moving the goalposts. Like, yeah, just nonstop inflation, greedflation, shrinkflation. Yeah, there's just no end in sight. It's getting a little ridiculous. But what could possibly go wrong? Whoops. Yeah, guys, we're yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. We're kind of a little over the 2 hours. I'm gonna do another live tomorrow as well. Probably same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, there's a trademark infraction. Somebody's gonna sue me. Oh well. But yeah, 1960s Batgirl, wasn't she hot? Um, yeah, it seems that way. Like, yeah, everything can go wrong nowadays. It is what it is. It just takes yeah, just one mouse fart and everything's gone haywire. But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna be live again tomorrow. I'm trying to like consolidate the lives to the weekends and get some more content out there as well. Trying to figure out the whole editing and all that. Along with a dozen other things of how YouTube is functioning. But I did find it entertaining to learn that not only is YouTube going after AI people, people that just abuse the AI thing, but they're also going after people that base their channels off of giveaways. So those people that do nothing but do giveaways all the time, and it's just YouTube wants to see you grow your channel more organically. They don't think that people should be incentivized to become a member of your channel so that they can receive a potential giveaway. That's assuming you're giving it away. They're also like buckling down, I guess, if you have giveaways for members only, it's no longer a giveaway because it requires purchase to obtain a chance to get that giveaway. So members only giveaways are kind of out the door because that now falls under a lottery, or what's the other word they use? It's on a lottery. But anyhow, yeah, you get the point. You had to pay for entry, so they're getting away from that stuff. YouTube is frowning upon it. They want to see you grow your channel more organically and not incentivize people with free stuff to grow your channel. It's kind of interesting. So it's something I've been on the fence. So I know a lot of YouTube channels out there. They're pretty frequent with the giveaways. Some of them, that's all they do. And I agree with YouTube on this one. I say that is kind of buying your subscribers. Hey, if you come and watch my live, I'm going to give something away, or I'm going to have multiple giveaways. And if it's something that they're doing every single live, then yeah, it's pretty yeah, take it sleazy. I do moderating on lots of channels. Take it sleazy. But yeah, guys, definitely be safe out there. But have a good time, man. Find a happy medium. Don't be too safe that life is boring. You gotta get out there, adventure a little, take some risks in life, enjoy life. But yeah, definitely have a good time. Be careful out there though, because there's lots of crazy people along that just don't like you. And they're willing to ruin your day over, a $5 Swatch watch or something. So maintain situational awareness, stay alert, stay alive, keep your head on a swivel, and by all means, guys, stay frosty. We'll see you on the next one.